Assalomu alaykum. Hurmatli professor o'qituvchilar va hurmatli talabalar. Men Nodirbek Shirmuhammadovich. Bir hafta davomida demak ro'y bergan barcha muhim hodisalar haqida tafsilotlar berib o'tamiz ingliz tilida. Hammadan iltimos qilardim mikrofonlarni o'chirib qo'yishligini. Good morning, dear professors and students. Right now, we start our today's meeting regarding to our spiritual works and news which happened during this week. Topic is information on economic, social, political events in the Republic of Uzbekistan for conducting enlightenment study. Hurmatli Shoir Markayev, iltimos mikrofonni ko'tarib qo'ying. And it's about the 21st March 2025. It's a trilateral meeting of the President of Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan took place. Issues for further strengthening relations of friendship, good neighbors, and strategic partnership, and expanding trade, economic, and cultural and humanitarian cooperation were discussed. It's Hurmatli Xonoyim Ergasheva. Hurmatli Xonoyim Ergasheva.
Haftalik. Menimcha uyda televizor ko'rsanglar kerak, vaqt topib.
Hurmatli Xonoyim Ergasheva, iltimos mikrofonni o'chirib qo'ying.
Marifat darsida nima asosiy? Demak, O'zbekistonda ro'y berayotgan iqtisodiy, ijtimoiy
hamma kafedrada turyapti.
Iltimos mikrofonni o'chirib qo'yinglar. It's planned to sign an agreement on the confluence of the state borders of Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. The president also attended a joint concert with the participation of artists. Here are the memories, photos from these meetings. On April 1st, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, received a delegation led by Liu Jingchao, Director of the International Relations Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the People's Republic of China. It was noted this particular certification in recent years, a high level of Uzbek-Chinese friendship and comprehensive strategic partnership under all circumstances have been achieved. Here we can see our strengthening relationship with China, People's Republic of China, and cooperation in higher education institutions also was noted. And we can see here continuing the railway, China, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. Here we can see construction of this railway. And we have a historic opportunity to make our region not only stable but also prosperous, said our President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. And in the first interview of our Central Asia European Union Summit in Samarkand. The Central Asia European Union format is a unique cooperation platform unparalleled in terms of size, institutional scope. The European Union, which brings together 27 countries, including 3 G7 countries, Germany, France, and Italy, is the largest integration structure that has established systematic cooperation within Central Asia at the interregional level Today, the European Union is consistently developing trade and investment relations with the countries of Central Asia. Over the past 7 years, we can see here our trade reached 54 billion euros, increased 4 times. On April 4, the first Central Asia European Union summit was held in Samarkand under the chairmanship of the President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. And in the event, visited leaders of European Union and leaders of republics Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan, and heads of some European banks. In accordance with the agenda, the prospects for developing multifaceted relations and practical cooperation between the countries of Central Asia and EU were considered, and views were exchanged on current aspects of international and regional politics. And special attention was paid to expanding investment cooperation and increasing trade, including green energy, mining, agriculture, transport, digitalization, and continuing active exchanges in culture, tourism, science, and other priority areas. And the constructive and productive meetings held on the eve of the with leaders of European Union and leaders of republics and European banks demonstrated the political will and determination of deepen partnership and practical cooperation in the interests of two regions. 7 or 8 years ago, there were no conditions for this. The borders between some countries were closed. There was no trade, no transit, no business, no humanitarian exchanges. Relations were simply frozen, said Shavkat Mirziyoyev. According to EBRD forecasts, this year GDP will grow by up to 6%, which is significantly higher than the average figures elsewhere. Joining work on the formation of a regional identity as well as support for cultural, humanitarian, and educational exchange was especially noted. Branches of leading national educational institutions and are being opened in our countries. A single Central Asia visa project for foreign tourists is being promoted. Cooperation between the region and the EU has been significantly intensified. Over the past 7 years, as we mentioned, the trade increased several times and amounted to 54 billion euros. In order to enrich strategic partnership, which concentrate decisions, projects, and programs, it was proposed to consider signing a full-fledged agreement on partnership and cooperation between our two regions. The President of Uzbekistan regularly holds meetings of the heads of foreign policy departments to develop common positions on important issues on the international and regional agenda. Today, the portfolio of projects implemented with leading European companies and banks exceed 30 billion euros. As part of the next Tashkent Investment Forum, it was proposed to hold a separate session dedicated of the investment opportunities of the regions and present the concept of regional industrial park in Uzbekistan for European companies. The head of the state initiated the launch of an investment platform to promote large regional projects in the field of green energy, innovation, transport, infrastructure, and agriculture. Signing a multilateral agreement on the protection and promotion of investments launched in Central Asia and EU Joint Chamber of Commerce. Adoption of a joint regional program to support small and medium-sized business and women's entrepreneurship projects. Investing in green energy and environmental sustainability. It was emphasized that Uzbekistan fully supports the international projects to supply electricity from Central Asia to Europe. It's planned to increase the share of renewable energy in the energy balance in our country to 54% by 2030 and launch 24,000 megawatts of green capacity. It was proposed to create a working group to develop issues related to project financing and development of the carbon credits market. The introduction of special quotas for foreign countries in the region within the framework of the Erasmus Plus program for training highly qualified specialists will help achieve this goal. The Horizon Europe program is ready to open an office in Uzbekistan in order to expand scientific and educational cooperation with the countries of Central Asia. An initiative was put forward to develop a joint program for science and technological exchange in the field of artificial intelligence, big data, digitalization, and space exploration. UNESCO General Conference to be held in Samarkand to promote the art of the peoples of Central Asia. This year is also planned to hold the first Central Asia EU Tourism Forum in Bukhara. Cooperation in combating terrorism, extremism, radicalism, cybercrime, drug trafficking, and illegal migration is of urgent importance. The importance of continuing practical cooperation within framework of the BOMCA and CADP programs, as well as consultations on issues of ensuring peaceful development in Afghanistan was noted. At the end of the first summit, a joint declaration was adopted, providing for the establishment of a strategic partnership between the two regions and declaration on cooperation in the field of critical minerals. The head of our state proposed to establish a partnership committee in the Central Asia EU format at the level of deputy prime ministers and hold annual meetings in order to introduce mechanisms for implementing the proposed initiatives and agreements. At the end of the first summit, a joint declaration was adopted providing for the establishment of a strategic partnership between two regions and declarations on cooperation in the field of critical minerals, as I told. On April 4th, President of the Republic of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev delivered a speech at the plenary session of the Samarkand International Climate Forum. The forum was attended by President of the European Council Antonio Costa and other presidents of European Commissions, leaders of republics, heads of banks, programs, and others. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres sent a video message to the forum participants. Among the participants are more than 2,000 foreign guests, including national and global environmental organizations, heads of international structures, experts, scientists, journalists, and business representatives. The agenda included the discussion of pressing climate challenges facing Central Asia, including issues of environmental sustainability, green economic development, and regional in combating climate change. As a result, today we all feel the negative effect of climate crisis. The scale of forest fires and desertification increasing, glaciers are shrinking, water resources are becoming scarce, and air quality is deteriorating, said the president of Uzbekistan. It was noted that successful cooperation with European partners is being carried out within framework of programs to mitigate the consequences of drying up the RLC, rational use of water, and expansion of clean energy sources. Such a partnership will make a significant contribution to the sustainable and green development of Central Asia. Fertile land is declining sharply with more than 20% of the region's total land area and now degraded. Productivity could drop by a third in a quarter of a century. In this regard, I believe that it is vital to increase the flexibility of the forestry and agriculture sectors, as well as to pool our scientific potential to strengthen food security within the framework of the Horizon Europe program, said the leader of our country. Large-scale greening work is being carried out within framework of the Green Space program. In addition, drought-resistant plants have been planted in more than 2 million hectares of desert areas of the RLC. It was proposed to hold a regional tree planting campaign Green Belt of Central Asia every year on the eve of Nowruz holiday. It's planned to increase the share of renewable energy sources to 54% in the next 5 years, which will reduce greenhouse gas emissions by about 60 million tons. I would like to emphasize that we will make every effort to fulfill Uzbekistan's commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 35% ahead of schedule under the Paris Agreement, said the head of our state. A proposal has been put forward to establish a Secretariat of the European Union's initiative Water, Energy, Climate Change in Tashkent. The president of Uzbekistan announced that by 2040, Central Asian countries will face a high level of water shortage due to decrease in the flow of the Mudarya and Sirdarya rivers. We call for the consolidation of efforts to introduce uh, water-saving technologies in Central Asia and the launch of regional program in this area, said Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Interest was also expressed in close cooperation with the European Union within the framework of the Copernicus program, consisting in monitoring the state of glaciers will satellite and early detect threats to the region's mountain ecosystems. The climate residency established on the basis of Green University in Tashkent can serve as a common scientific and expert platform for studying and monitoring climate process in Central Asia. To do this, it is necessary to strengthen dialogue and coordinate the efforts of all countries united in pursuit of common noble goals, said the President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev. On April 7, the President of Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, received a delegation led by Umbrella, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Parliament of the Republic of India, within the framework of the 150th anniversary assembly of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. The beginning of the meeting, Speaker conveyed the greetings and best wishes of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the head of our state. Issues for of further expanding the Uzbek-Indian strategic partnership were considered. It was noted with satisfaction and that multifaceted cooperation is developing steadily. In recent years, there has been a steady growth in trade turnover, successful cooperation projects are increasing, and air traffic is expanding. The importance of establishing close interparliamentary exchanges, active contacts at the level of sectoral committees, establishing friendship groups and youth platforms, and as well as effectively using the potential of regions of the two countries was emphasized in the conversation. In accordance with the law of the Republic of Uzbekistan on restricting and distribution and consumption of alcohol and tobacco products, anti-smoking measures are being strengthened at the Tashkent Medical Academy. Tashkent Medical Academy has been declared a smoke-free zone. Our academy has now been declared a smoke-free zone. This decision is being made to protect the health of our students, faculty, and staff, and to create healthy environment for all. It is a common task of our society to educate about the negative effects of smoking, support a healthy lifestyle, and combat smoking. Let's work together to achieve a healthy life. Smoking is very dangerous, not only for yourself, but also for those around you. The nicotine and toxic substances is in every puff of tobacco harm the respiratory tract, uh, heart, nose, brain, and our entire body, as you know. Smoking increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. It weakens the respiratory system, causing bronchitis and hoarseness. Don't forget that the fight against smoking is a responsible decision for each of us for our own health and future. Return the hand that gave you tobacco. Don't go astray. Choose a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for your attention. With this slide, our today's presentation regarding to informations during this week, which happened, finished, and here we can finish our presentation. If you have a question, you can ask, and we can discuss. Thank you for your attention.